Welcome to the next episode of the National Bureau of Economic Research Data Entry Demonstration. Today we are entering the fourth part of Civil War Union Army veteran Woodbury Harmon's pension record. This file contains all documents submitted by a veteran to the Pension Board in support of his request for a pension, as well as the board's responses. The DAT file has already been populated with data extracted from the regimental record collected during sample selection, the compiled military service record, and the military demographic and disability pension applications and rulings data from the pension. We will now enter the soldier's old age pension applications and his widow's application. To receive a pension, a soldier must fill out an application or declaration which he submits to the Pension Bureau. The Pension Bureau then completes a form giving the result, either a rejection of the application or the amount of the pension award and its commencement date. We will refer to this document as the ruling form. To efficiently input the pension applications and rulings, we match the documents and arrange them in chronological order. When we input these records at the National Archives, however, the original order must be preserved. Following a period of liberalization in the administration of the pension system, Congress passed the Act of February 6, 1907. This law fundamentally changed the pension system by transitioning from a disability-based to an age-based system. The law established milestones for pension increases based on age, beginning at 62. We must first determine the file type, which is easily done. When an application is a reissue, this will be written at the top of the ruling form. This declaration for pension is dated April 22, 1908. The soldier is 75 years old. The pension law is the Act of February 6, 1907. Because this action is based on age, no disabilities are listed. This does not mean that the disabilities have ceased. If the degree of disability suffered by the claimant would warrant a rate that exceeds the rate he would receive under the Age-Related Act, he could and would submit his application under the disability law. The soldier is rated $20 per month commencing April 23, 1908. The soldier writes. On the ruling form, it is noted what amount the soldier currently receives and the applicable law. This document states that the soldier was rated at $17 per month under the general law. We must confirm that this information has been input. Since the law field is empty, we enter general law. When soldiers apply for a pension under an age-related act, they must submit proof of age. This is the first time we can expect to find an exact date of birth confirmed by the Pension Bureau. Both the declaration and the ruling forms contain the soldier's birth date, April 22, 1833. This exact date replaces the inferred birth information previously input. Every declaration has a residence for the soldier and other demographic information. The inputter checks to make sure that this information is not only input, but the residence and the window of time are accurate. We also confirm that his height, appearance, and occupation and enlistment are correct. In the pension file, there are ruling forms without corresponding applications, and there are also declarations without corresponding ruling forms. While all ruling forms are input, applications and declarations without ruling forms are not entered on Screen 7 Applications and Rulings. This is the case with the declaration dated May 8, 1908. The soldier is residing at 185 Chestnut Street in Lynn, Essex County, Massachusetts. He is now a storekeeper, and he is totally disabled for manual labor. The next declaration for pension is dated May 14, 1912, and the file type is reissue. The application is pre-printed with the Act of February 6, 1907, but the controlling law on the ruling form is the Act of May 11, 1912. The soldier and his agent could have just been using up old forms. The soldier is 78 years old. The law is the Act of May 11, 1912. He receives an increased rating of $27 per month commencing May 15, 1912. The soldier writes. Since the pension rate is based on a formula of age and time spent in service, this ruling form has listed the length of pensionable service for this soldier. This is entered on Screen 5, Military Service Information. The soldier served for 1 year, 8 months, and 25 days. The soldier's current residence is 103 Chestnut Street, Lynn, Essex County, Massachusetts. This residence has already been input, and we will expand the window of time for this location. The appearance and birth information on the declaration form needs to be compared with what has already been input. The height recorded on the declaration is 5 feet 7 inches at enlistment. This is different from the height recorded previously. Since the inputter cannot determine which height is correct, both are entered. There is a third place of birth given on this declaration, Gorham, Maine. There are only 2 fields for birth information. The third location must be input in the remarks field on the appropriate screen. A field is provided at the bottom of most data entry screens to collect any pertinent information for which there is not a specific field. All information collected in a remarks field must be labeled according to the entry field it relates to. This is another declaration with no ruling and is read for missing information. There is no new information in this document. Pension checks are distributed by the town's postmaster every quarter. When a soldier dies, the amount of pension due him from the receipt date of his last pension check to the date of his death must be applied for. This is an accrued pension form submitted by his surviving widow, Rosetta. On it we find the soldier's date of death, which has already been input from other sources. Finally, we have a declaration for a widow's pension and the corresponding ruling form. In order to be granted a pension, the widow must provide proof of the soldier's death, along with evidence that she was legally married and cohabiting with the soldier at the time of his death. She must also submit documentation that she was dependent upon the soldier, because dependent pensions are based on financial need, while soldiers' pensions are based on disability or age. We do not collect information on the widow's pension rulings, but we collect information on marriage and the soldier's death from the widow's declaration and ruling forms. This pension does not have this information, but others contain a document listing the soldier's assets at the time of his death. Such information is recorded in the wealth and income fields. The soldier's state of finances is always entered. If there is no data regarding his wealth, unknown is entered. Application and certificate numbers are taken from the General Pension Index at the National Archives and online at fold3.com. These numbers can be used to re-request the record in the future. These numbers also help determine the pension file type. Whatever row the last certificate number is recorded on determines what type of pension it is. The last certificate number for Harmon's pension is 751422 and is found on the widow's line, making this file type W for widow. Other file types are invalid, parent, or minor. The pension record data entry demonstration is now complete. Other demonstrations are available on our Union Army Data YouTube channel or at uadata.org. On uadata.org, you will also find user guides, manuals, contact information, and of course, the Union Army data sets for download. If you have any questions, we are happy to help. Thank you for watching this demonstration.